Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships, and today we're showing off a battle in the Tier 7 German Premium, the Scharnhorst, the sister ship to the Gneisenau, and the bigger brother to the Graf Spee. I find it really amusing that I actually did the Graf Spee earlier this week, and then I'm coming back with the Scharnhorst, even though I smack-talked it. The reason why I'm showing off this video, and it's really funny, because at Tier 7, the Gneisenau, more so the Gneisenau, but even the Scharnhorst, has really good AA. Especially if you spec the build for it. Which I actually have a replay from Wheeze in this Scharnhorst playing his really nice camo. I really do like the eyes covered Scharnhorst. I think it looks really nice. He is playing in a Tier 7 match with two carriers, Ranger and Independence on both sides. And once again, surprisingly, the AA is really fantastic, as we will see as the match continues. And I think this is kind of relevant because, albeit going to be slightly obsolete here in a little bit, since carriers are getting revamped. But he is running basics firing training and advanced firing training. I believe he's even running the increased range for the AA guns. So let's actually take a look at how much AA he's actually currently working with. He's working with 6.7 kilometer AA. And you can see it's actually really starting to melt down the planes. He's already shot down 5. He has dive bombers and torpedo planes incoming. And it's quite amusing how quickly the Scharnhorst is able to actually drop. He is getting help from the Dallas. Dallas is using his defensive fire, hence the torp spread is spreading out at a quite sizable range. Now I do have a mod, as you can see, kind of near the bottom left, that actually shows you the DPM and how many AA turrets you still have left. And he has quite a significant amount. Now, he doesn't have... He actually, sorry, I do apologize. He actually does have manual fire control of AA, which nearly buffs, nearly, I believe, double the DPM that the Scharnhorst AA guns can actually manage. Now, obviously, since he is running the buff to the AA modules, his accuracy is not particularly amazing, to say the very least. Now, he did have a Mahan come around the corner, is pulling away, very smart choice there. He is actually allowing that double fire to burn, because there is in fact the Mirko, Königsberg, and even Graf Spee that are coming this way, plus once again the carriers coming inbound. And it does look like he actually did not have his damage control available. Does get a very nice citadel right there. But obviously he's taking a lot of damage. His AA guns are still fairly there. The only ones that really have taken a toll is his short-range AA mounts. He's lost almost half of it just due to this HE volley. But he still has all of his long-range AA, and they do the most amount of DPM. And keep in mind, this is 6.7 kilometer range AA, and it's quite terrifying for any CV to really deal with. And of course, he just gets randomly hit by that Graf Spee and gets a fire, of course. So the reason why I'm kind of showing this is because as of now, and here in couple weeks, even though Wargaming just postponed the update, carriers should be leery of Scharnhorst and Gneisenau. Granted, not very often you're actually going to see where they're actually able to downright take out all of your planes, but all considering, still very scary. Now, obviously the update's coming, which means how planes work, how the control on your AAs work your AA cloud will also change. They're changing from having to switch sides to focus, which is going to be interesting. And Grospe gets a nice little citadel. Now he is currently sitting at 15 planes, which is not bad considering this moment in the battle. Grospe really pushing in. Now my biggest issue with the Scharnhorst is its dispersion. Granted, he is getting pretty nice hits on that Grospe. Does 4 overpins, and the Grospe finally goes down. And just watch how quickly the planes get melted by the Scharnhorst. So right now he's at 4 plane shot down. He is shooting down fighters. He's helping shoot down the dive bombers and the torpedo planes. Iron Duke does take a torpedo, and he's doing his very best to try to assist the carriers, because the carrier is actually keeping his fighters around our friendly Independence, who is more than likely just being stripped of his plane by those fighters. But once again, knocking those planes out, assisting his carrier, and this is once again going to change here in a few weeks. We'll see how things will work here in the future. Now at the moment, the team is ahead in ships. We are actually playing on standard. Probably should have mentioned that. So there are no caps. Once again, I'm not a very big fan of standard battles, but it's in the game, and there's not really much you can do. Yoko slows up, gets only 1,254 points knocked off of him. Only 2 shell hits. That is a bug that probably needs to eventually get fixed. The bug where it shows a penetration that causes no damage, that would be nice, because it is quite frustrating at times. Now, we do know there is a Shiratsu. He was at least spotted, and also there's obviously a smoke screen over there. More than likely the Shiratsu is still around. Now, we do have a friendly Moss that is starting to push in. Moss obviously has the Hydro, not as far range as you would like, but at least he's able to potentially spot any of Shiratsu torpedoes or the ship itself. Now the Scharnhorst is no slouch with its secondaries as well, and with the fact that there are the buffs to its secondaries, 6.7 kilometer secondaries, can be quite terrifying. Now he doesn't have manual fire control of secondaries, so he won't have the increased accuracy. He does switch over to HC. I think he was expecting to at least find the Shiratsuyu. Doesn't look like the Shiratsuyu actually stayed, which is kind of surprising. I've seen some interesting DD play. Eventually goes ahead and switches over to his armor piercing and is starting to whittle down these planes. Granted, these are tier 6 planes, so yes, they're going to get whittled down very quickly. But just look at that. Entire squadron is now gone. And now the Miyoko is coming within secondaries, and Miyoko finally goes down to actually the friendly Dallas. So overall, I find it really amusing just how powerful the AA guns are. 3 planes are shot down, 4. Just watch this torpedo squadron just getting melted away. Does make it in to drop, but not actually enough to actually hit Wheeze and the Scharnhorst. And that is 7 planes he's shot down. 7. And he's currently at 36. He's very close to actually the honorable badge that is available. The AA Defense Expert. See if he actually gets it. Now the enemy team has essentially conquered the eastern side, and they're starting to push back towards the west to try to deal with Wheeze's friendly team. Unfortunately, they lose to the Nuremberg, who went up against a New York and a Leander, and the New York and Leander are fairly healthy. Definitely need to try to take them out. Now, here's one issue that I can instantly see is the positioning of the carriers. Granted, one is a Independence, but you should always keep an eye. Map awareness is always essential. if you see a enemy team is starting to push your direction, it's probably going to be a very good idea to actually start moving in the other direction. Now, unfortunately for their friendly ranger, didn't get the memo. Furutaka takes out the friendly ranger and is now currently dealing with our friendly CV all the way up north. And hopefully this Fiji should be able to deal with this Furry Taco with little issue. And this Independence is just not moving. Ranger, as you can see, has taken the hit and is moving out. And there is a double sit, takes out the enemy Independence, has evened up at least on the number of carriers in the game. And let's see if he can actually finish this off. Another shot out to the Ranger. It's not a bad idea to actually focus down CVs. They definitely will provide huge benefit in spotting and damage. And here comes dive bombers and torpedo planes from the enemy Ranger. Wheeze does earn Confederate. He has done 101,000, has just earned AA Defense Expert, which is shooting down 40 planes, and just, it's complete madness to expect the Scharnhorst to actually be able to shoot down this many planes. Of course, there's a lot of planes that he doesn't have defensive AA, but he shot down 9. Let's see, what is his final count? We'll see here in a moment. 10 planes already, and this Ranger is going to go down one way or another. Now, there is still a Leander off to his left. It does look like Wheeze does manage the kill on the enemy Ranger. Shiratsuyu is currently trying to deal with the friendly Independence. And I do apologize, the friendly team actually lost their Ranger, which is not particularly the best thing you want to see. Now, that Leander does have torpedoes and should try to be careful just in case he does drop torpedoes towards Wheeze. Leander wisely getting out, and now Wheeze is starting to shoot down those planes that are just essentially idling in the air. Let's see what's his final. He's currently at 49 planes. Actually, no, sorry, 52 planes right now, and is still getting more because he's just pushing further and further in toward the enemy planes. Currently trying to focus down this Leander. There are those torpedoes. I knew they were coming, and how did the Leander miss that? He actually missed Wheeze selling in a near straight line. Fortunately for Wheeze, that is going to mean he's going to be able to do a little bit more damage and possibly deal with this New York. Obviously, it's a Scharnhorst, does have torpedoes, and does mean he can at least get closer to this New York. He actually does have a friendly Moss available to help also deal with this New York. And the New York, well, it's a tanky ship, but this is probably too close for comfort. Torpedoes are away. New York should be expecting these. He does have his guns turned. Pre-planned, does earn high caliber there, but that is one dead New York. Wheeze does slide out, earns high caliber, and the total number of planes he has shot down in this battle is 57 planes, 3 kills, 133,945 points of damage, Confederate, AA Defense Expert, and high caliber, and more than likely should be able to deal with this Leander with relative ease. Now, unfortunately, Shiratsuyu has actually made its way up to the Independence and is currently capping, so it is going to be a very good idea to at least cap out the enemy team because they are not going to be able to go deal with that Shiratsuyu. Don't know what that Fiji is really doing over there. Kind of surprised he's not at least kind of round base. Kind of odd positioning, if I'm to be perfectly honest. And just no citadels on a broadside. Leander does get at least 5,000 points of damage there. Hopefully this Iron Duke will actually stay in the cap, and that Leander actually earns high caliber, which is fantastic for him. Does look like the DD does start going back into cap. Torpedoes are inbound from the friendly Moss, but I don't think there's really much that they can do. The Iron Duke actually has most of the capture points, Leander is focusing down the friendly Moss, just waiting for that Leander to get around the corner. And, ooh, nice. Moss takes out the Leander, and that is actually going to be it for this battle because Shiratsu is in no position to reset, nor are they in a position to reset, and they do have 2 ships in cap. So, there you can see Wheeze did 140,000 points of damage. Very fantastic game from Wheeze, showing off the AA guns of the Scharnhorst, especially if you build it for it. And that is going to be it for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zaijian.